Imagine I got with you and I told you, well, you weren't my idea of perfection. I think you're like a 7, but that guy over there is like a 9. You're gonna fucking feel some type of fucking way about that. And you expect me to put myself through that? Oh, hell nah.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from a woman who seems to have had her brain destroyed by the concept of septum ring theory. Let's get into it.
I've had my septum pierced for years, and I literally just got my first septum theory comment. And here's the thing. I recommend the septum piercing to everyone I meet and talk about it. Because here's the thing, if you decide in 40 years, oh, I actually don't want to wear this anymore, I don't like the look, it's fine. Because you don't have a visible hole anywhere in your body. It's different from any other facial type of piercing or ear piercing. Because there's not going to be a visible hole from any angle. It's up there.
She has to stop her body from shaking because she is so confused about this whole thing. The point isn't that the septum ring is removable, it's the fact that the types of women who insist on getting these rings tend to be more emotionally unhinged, and this woman is doing her part just to prove people right about this, by the way. It's just a physical manifestation of her delusions that she insists on attaching to her face.
I'm trying to say it's literally like a less extreme body modification than getting a newborn's lobes pierced, because that is a hole that will be visible on your earlobe for the rest of your life. I can understand an ignorant person's belief in making fun of a permanent modification. Why would you do something permanent to your face, like a tattoo or another like visible facial piercing? But when you make fun of a septum piercing, it's like you're making fun of my hat. like it's literally something I can take out at any time and just like I'm wearing rings. Does that make sense? I don't understand the joke, because it would make more sense if it was a permanent decision. This is one of the fun ones.
She's not in on the joke because she has no idea that we're not making fun of the ring itself. We're making fun of the woman who decided to shove the ring through her septum and is acting like it's some kind of a fun accessory. But most of the women who insist on having these things are miserable, they're bitter, and they will fly off the handle at a moment's notice. There's nothing fun about them, but a lot of these modern women insist on keeping them because it somehow shows their individuality by doing the same thing that their fellow sisters are all along.
I will never understand why men post photos of themselves holding fish they've caught, like, oh, good job. You captured a little thing that trusted you. You outsmarted a fish. Same thing with the guys who like hunt for fun and they're using it as their fucking Hinge profile that they're gonna get 0 likes on because they're posted up like this with a bleeding animal. For why? Obviously, if you're like a farmer or like using it for like resourceful reasons, that's a different story. But like the men who are using it is just like, oh, I kill things for fun.
Wow, you're such a man. You would be such a good father to my children.
What is this? What is that? What are you? I like to do this thing that I call the Little Mermaid test, just to see how like a man treats animals, bugs, and babies. Essentially just things that cannot speak for themselves. Are they treated with respect, kindness, authority?
Usually not.
So like, yeah, genuine question. Like what's that about? Like, you suck.
You can tell that this woman lived an incredibly sheltered and privileged lifestyle, all because of her childish attitude when it comes to hunting and fishing. She thinks a guy who posts his hunting quarries on social media is just a guy who's a sadistic monster who just likes to eliminate animals just for fun. She has zero appreciation for what hunters do, by the way, or how difficult it is to actually hunt and fish, and the men who are able to do it successfully are usually proud of their accomplishments. Her problem is that she humanizes these animals, that any man who hunts or fishes just does it to quench some kind of a bloodlust or some other freakish thing. It's just another excuse to bash men for being men. Hunting has been a tradition with people for literally thousands of years. Our society is literally built on it, and she boils it down to a concept she derives from a Disney movie. which is not only incredibly childish, it's also just ridiculous. I mean, she comes off as the type of woman who thinks that meat is something that just comes from the store or something and nowhere else. That level of judgment and ignorance just makes her instantly unattractive at the end of the day.
Listen, ladies, if a guy truly loves you or likes you, he will listen to everything that you say. Example, I've been telling my boyfriend, I want slippers. I don't like when I walk on the floors without slippers. Like, I love wearing slippers. I told him, oh my god, I'm breaking out. Like, my face has been feeling so gross since my period. This man came home tonight and brought me orchids. He brought me slippers and he brought me a face mask. Take in, it's National Boyfriend's Day, not National Girlfriend's Day.
The amount of dramatic language that these women use is just insane. She says that a man doesn't love you unless he listens to you, and then goes on to flex about how her boyfriend bought her a bunch of presents. That's what this is all about. It's all about how much these women can get out of their boyfriends while also doing as little as possible on their end. Modern women believe that men only exist to serve them, to buy them things, and to listen to their complaints intently. Meanwhile, if a man has any problems, it's on him to solve them. She's not going to buy him anything because she's not going to use her money to make his life easier, at least usually anyway, and this is why modern relationships are doomed to fail more often than not. There's also a complete lack of privacy when they do this. She needs to go online and air out all of their personal business on the internet simply for attention and clout. The information she gave out is really nobody's business, but she has no problem sacrificing their privacy if it means getting a few extra clicks and some likes out of the deal.
That same friend that said that he liked me a bunch, right? I asked him, like, what would you rate me out of 10? And he said 8. And I was like, yeah, and that's why I won't be with you. And he was like, what? And I was like, why would I be with a guy that thinks I'm an 8 when I know that there's guys out there that think I'm gonna be a 9 plus or like even a 10? Like, I'm gonna be their idea of beauty. I don't wanna be with a man that doesn't think of me as their idea of like perfection or what they want in a woman, because men are very visual and I'm not running the risk of you finding another bitch more attractive than me, because what the fuck, I'm not living that life. That life sounds like a fucking nightmare to me. I already have anxiety. I'm not having anxiety because you want to like other bitches. Like, I'm not, it's a risk I'm not willing to play with you motherfuckers, because you motherfuckers be dirty sometimes.
This type of woman just proves that men can't win. Even when a man is open and honest about his feelings, if they don't match perfectly with women like this, then they will throw whatever is said back in their faces. She refuses to be with a man who doesn't see her as absolute perfection and just assumes that he's going to be going after other women, which not only shows that she has a significant amount of issues, but also shows that she was never into that guy in the first place. If Chad said the same thing to her, she would have thought of it as a flattering compliment, but this is clearly a dude in her friend zone, so the same rules don't apply. If he called her a perfect 10, she still would have figured out a reason to tell him that she wasn't going to be with him.
Y'all fucking stupid. And this man had really liked me at this point, so I should have been higher up on the scale than a fucking 8, because you know my personality. And then this fucker had the audacity to get upset and fucking have an attitude with me. And I was like, because I was honest with you, I was like, my guy, imagine I got with you and I told you, well, you weren't my idea of perfection. I think you're like a 7, but that guy over there is like a 9. You're gonna fucking feel some type of fucking way about that. And you expect me to put myself through that? Oh, hell nah. The fuck? You would feel some type of fucking way about that if your fucking partner told you that, you would fucking feel a way about it. And don't fucking lie to me. You would.
He had every right to be angry with her, by the way. He opened himself up to her only to have her get offended and insult him for the trouble. But she's acting like she's the victim, not because she was insulted, but because she didn't think the compliment was actually good enough, which is rather insane because modern women prefer getting with the Chads and Tyrones of the world who will treat them like garbage anyway, instead of the good men who don't meet their standards of attraction. Then, just to add insult to injury, they turn around and say that it's somehow our fault when we're not good enough, even though they're the ones going after dudes that they actually want. It makes no sense. But to be fair, that guy dodged a bullet with this woman. She not only got offended that his compliment wasn't perfect enough, she also decided to go on a massive profanity-laden rant where she ripped into this guy for no reason. Modern women think that swearing is somehow this thing that baddies do, as if it sets them apart from the rest of the women in the world, which in a way, I guess it does. It shows that they're just incredibly unpleasant and not feminine at all. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.